Back on In Focus, Bafana Bafana have qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations last-16 stage. It's after they played to a goalless draw against Tunisia in their final Group E match in Ivory Coast. Newzroom Afrika's sports reporter Vuyo Macoba joining us now from a fan-watching space, and they've been, of course, watching this particular game out in Soweto, where the fans are gathered to support the charges of Hugo Broos. Vuyo Macoba, did we see the same Bafana Bafana that we saw beat Namibia performing tonight?
Good evening, Thabo, and to the Newzroom Afrika viewers. I mean, certainly not the type of performance that we saw against Namibia on Saturday, but tonight's performance from Bafana Bafana did just enough to see them through automatically to the next round of the Africa Cup of Nations, which is the knockout stages, where they'll play the winner of Group F. If you remember, the teams from Group F are playing their matches at 10 o'clock tonight. So I can safely say there was no need for South African to pull out this calculator this time around. Bafana Bafana are through to the round of 16 of this competition. But just to take us through in terms of the game itself, I brought my friend back again, football journalist Tepang Mailuane. Just a quick reflection on the game. Tepang, not the most beautiful game for Bafana Bafana. One might say tactically it was good in the sense that they wanted that draw and they got it in the way they did. But not entertaining, but just enough to get us through.
Yeah, obviously not ideal. I mean, we would have wanted to see Bafana Bafana maybe going a bit, having a go at Tunisia, because I believe that Tunisia was there for the taking. Yeah. But the approach was a bit different. They had us on the edge of our seats there towards the end, because Tunisia were obviously attacking, trying to get the victory. But well done to the team for holding on, for getting the draw. Takes us through to the next round. And as I said earlier on, I think that at times we need to show that we can rise to the occasion. We didn't get the victory, but we were able to get a result that takes us to the next round. And that's what I want to see from the national team. At times it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be enough to get us through to where we want to be.
Certainly it's not going to get any easier for them in the round of 16. If I remember correctly, 2019 Afcon in Egypt, we moved on to the next round, got on to the point where we reached the quarterfinals of the competition. Could this be a pathway to a similar route for Bafana Bafana?
Look, there's a good chance of going far in competitions, especially when you get to the knockout phase. I always believe that once you get to the knockout phase, anything is possible, because you get things like penalty shootouts, that odd mistake that, can lead to a goal. So what they just need to make sure is that they don't make mistakes. In that stage of the tournament, there's no room for error. We've seen how in the first game they were able to lose to Mali but still bounce back to qualify. The group stages gives you that. But the knockout phase, lapses of concentration, probably you can't do that. Whenever you get a chance, you should make sure you bury it. So anything is possible. It is the knockout phase of a competition. We saw how Morocco were able to go to the semi-finals of the World Cup. So I believe that, anything is possible. And because other teams, or the so-called bigger guns, are out of the competition, it does give Bafana Bafana some chance of going through.
And I wanted to say that this Afcon, if there's one thing that is proven to us, is that it's in for the taking. I mean, the big guns are seeing their way out of this competition. Even the likes of Ghana sacking their coaches. I think the Ivory Coast coaches were in the midst of a tournament deciding that he's resigning. It's just becoming too much. It's just showing that how evolving sort of football is on the African continent, and these smaller nations deciding that they are evolving with the game and they are rising up.
It's a good thing, and I think it should also be a wake-up call for us as South Africa, to see teams like Cape Verde, to see teams like Mauritania coming through, even Mozambique. As much as they were knocked out, they gave Egypt a good run, they gave Ghana a good run. So it shows that these other countries are improving, and we cannot think that everything is fine. We have all the facilities in the world. We need to improve as well, and need to get to that level where we're able to compete against these big guns. Obviously this Afcon gives us that opportunity now to do that. We're in the knockout phase, and this is where we also need to show that we can get to the levels where Cape Verde is at the moment, because to be honest, I feel that Cape Verde are a little better than us at the moment. Yes, we've got the facilities, we've got all these things, maybe even more money, but Cape Verde have progressed a bit more than us, if we're being honest. So we need to make sure that we keep improving. work on our football so that we get to a level where when we go into competitions like that, we are a bit more confident in Bafana Bafana and don't say we just need draws or we are on the edge of our seats like we were tonight. So, I mean, good for us in terms of going through, and let's hope we build on this.
And just in closing, are you seeing a Bafana Bafana that really wants to go all the way? Are you seeing the determination from the players?
I see the determination. I mean, yes, we didn't win today, but, defending and keeping a clean sheet is something that we don't always praise, especially when you're being attacked so much. So I think there is the determination, and, confidence grows the more you stay in the competition. So for me, just make sure that you stay in the competition, and the further you go, the more your confidence grows. And like I say, in a knockout phase, anything is possible.
Tshepang, appreciate your time. Go enjoy with your friends.
Thank you so much.
Football journalist Tshepang Mailwane there, just reflecting with us just after the game that Bafana Bafana played here tonight against Tunisia. It's a 0-0 draw that gets them that 1 point that moves them to the next round of the Africa Cup of Nations. Doing just enough, not entertaining football, but doing just enough to get it through to the next round. And as Tshepang says, that it doesn't get any, it's not going to get any easier for Bafana, especially the fact that we are in the knockout phase of this competition. Back to you, Thabo, in studio, and I can safely say, please give this back to your daughter.
Put those calculators back in your pocket, says Vuyo Macoba. Appreciate it.